Happy Monday. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I know it is beautiful and sunny. I'm recording this on Saturday, so I hope you have had a chance to get out like I have been able to get out. I've seen a lot of people out walking, riding bikes. It's great. I'm so excited that spring is here. So hopefully you were able to get outside as well. So this week we're going to continue talking about area. Your test for area will be on Friday of this week. So my plan is today we're going to talk about composite area. Tuesday and Wednesday we're going to talk about surface area, but I will say surface area will not be on your test on Friday. It'll just be on area. But surface area is also a 6th grade standard, but it is a connection with what we're learning right now. You guys have just like flown through area faster than my in-person, but in-person has also had some days where we've had to, we weren't able to stay on schedule because of other things happening at school. But you will all be taking the test on Friday. I will have a review for you. That will be what your weekly practice will be this week. Will be a review over all the area that you will need to know for your test. And we'll have a review study session on Thursday. So I hope you join. We just go through some problems and just build that confidence so that you do amazing on the test on Friday. Okay, I've talked enough. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you 2 examples. Then I'm going to show you your problems that you're going to complete today, give you some helpful tips, and then you are good to go. First off, if you are watching this video, kudos to you. I'm so proud of you. We are going back to our code words because I can tell that people are not watching the video. So our code word for today is let's go with spring. That's going to be our code word for today. So if you watched the video, make sure you wrote that in the box that's going to be at the end. Okay, and just a reminder, you may use a calculator for the geometry unit just to practice getting used to using a calculator. So first thing I would do is split my shapes, and I put lines on every slide for you, so all you have to do is drag them. I'll double check and make sure they're there. So I would split the shape this way. I would have 3 triangles and a big rectangle in the middle. So I'm going to start with the triangle up here on the top. So we have to remember the area for a triangle is 1/2 times the base times the height, or the base times the height divided by 2. So my base and height are given to me on this one. So we have 23 times 20, and then I need to divide that by 2. 23 times 20 is 460. Divide that by 2 gives me 230. So if I was on my computer, I would type 230. If there's not a unit, you can just put unit squared or meter squared. You can make up a unit. It's fine with me too. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my rectangle in the middle. So for the rectangle, I need to think about what would be my length and width. Well, they're telling me this right here is 42. That does not count where I drew that red line. But over here, they did tell me it was 10. So that means if I need to go all the way down, I have to do 42 plus the 10, which makes 52. So my length would actually be 52. And then my width is still going to be that 23. So for this, I'm going to have to do 52 times 23, which is 1,196. We wouldn't divide by 2 because length times width is the area formula for a rectangle. Okay, and then our next step is to do the triangles. So what I know is that these triangles are going to be the same because the way they are cut. So if this is a 10 by 9, that means this one is also a 10 by 9. So base times height divided by 2, so 9 times 10 divided by 2. So that's 90, which divided by 2 is 45. And this would be the same. So I'm saying this is 45 and that is 45. Which would be a total of the 90 that you wouldn't have split normally. Okay, so just like that. And then the last step is just to total all of that up. So you would do 230 plus the 1,196 plus the 45 and 45, which gives me a total of 1,516 units squared. So that's all you're going to have to do on that one. Well, this one's going to be completed for you just so you can see what it looks like. Okay, let's look at one more example together. So in this problem, I would cut it here and here. So I would have a big rectangle down here on the bottom and then my two smaller rectangles. So first, rectangles are length times width. So that would be the first thing I would find is, okay, here's my width or length. It really doesn't matter. And then I would see this right here. So, but there is no number here. So this is unknown right now. And this is the part where some of my students in class are hating, like really hating this lesson. But if I bring this, look at your parallel side, this right here is also the same size, but this 20 is the entire thing. So I kind of have to look over here that this is 11. And remember, this isn't drawn to scale. So I know this, you're probably like, this isn't going to make sense. But if that's 11, that means this piece is 11. So what is left for this entire line is this would have to be 9. So my width or length, whatever you want to call it, would be 9. So I would do 9 times 32 for this problem, which would give me 288. Okay, and now we have our little square up here. So length and width, so that's just 6 times 6. So that makes 36. Okay, I'm gonna go over here and write these numbers down before I forget them. Okay, and they're all units squared. I'm just gonna put a U for unit since, of course, I pick another one that doesn't have numbers. And remember, if yours doesn't have numbers, you can just give it its own label. If you wanna call it centimeters, inches, whatever, it's fine. Okay, so now we're looking at this one here where there is some missing pieces again. So if I'm looking here, we'll use the red. So we have the length of it, how long it is, but we don't have that width. So this one you really have to think about. We know that all the way across is 32. But we also know that this is 6, that is 6, this is 12. So 6 plus 6 would be 12. So I'm adding all these pieces together. So like this piece plus this piece, that's 12. Plus this piece right here is another 12, that makes 24. But I have to get to 32. So that tells me that this bottom piece right here is 8 to make that add up to be the 32. So I have an 8 by 11 rectangle, so that'd be 8 times 11, which is 88 units squared. So then our last step is to total that up. So I'm gonna grab my calculator real quick. We're gonna do 288 plus the 36 plus the 88 is 412 units squared. And that's all you have to do for these activities is break it up and add it all together. Okay, let's look at what your lesson looks like, your problems look like for today. Okay, so this is your first problem. Here are the lines that I was talking about that you can move to put on here, and you can move them however you want. So this one's pretty easy. It's a basic composite that looks like an L. You've done some of these already. Next, we have one that actually looks very similar to our intro activity for area, except for it's not on a grid. And you can see the two shapes clearly on this one for this. So this one's pretty easy too. Okay, this one is going to be very similar to the one that I just did for you. So just make sure you break it up. I will tell you the one part that you might struggle with is finding, well, there it goes, this side right here, because you need to find that. But remember, just use those parallel sides, parallel, parallel, parallel. So that will tell you what that entire side is. So hopefully that helps. Okay, this one is an area or is a net, and a net means like if you folded it, it would make the shape. This is a net for a square pyramid, which will lead us into surface area later this week. So you're going to find the area of each piece and then find the total, which is actually finding surface area of a square pyramid, but we're just looking at it as an irregular figure for right now. Okay, and your last problem is to find the area of this trapezoid. On this one, I have one of the lines is here and one of the lines is all the way over here in case you can't see it. It just depends how you want to split it. So, and a trapezoid actually has its own formula, but we're just looking at it as the pieces instead of looking at it as one whole trapezoid. But if you want to go look for the trapezoid formula, you are more than welcome to use that as well. Okay, and this last one is an optional challenge, meaning you don't have to do it. You can turn it in without this slide done. It's the area of a, this one has a circle. So I've given you a quick link. The video is like 2 minutes. The only thing I want to remind you is that it's half a circle. So when you find the area of the circle, don't forget to half it to find the total area. My students in class were working on some of these and they really enjoyed learning about circles, so I thought I would challenge you as well. Have a great day, guys. If you have any questions at all, please join me on the Google Meet at 1. I am there to help you. Or just stop and say hi. Christian's usually there, Sawyer's there. Come say hi to us and maybe introduce yourself if you haven't had a chance. Have a great day, guys. Bye.